Well, hello, everyone, and welcome to Scott's Thoughts. I'm Scott Benedict. I was reading recently an article in Retail Dive that talked about how the omni-channel retail landscape was evolving and changing, and some of the elements of that. And there was a couple of interesting takeaways from that article that I want to share and maybe share a few thoughts with. First one that jumped out was really after years of pandemic-fueled acceleration in e-commerce, as stores reopened and shoppers could go out and shop in physical retail as well as online retail, there was a bit of negative talk in our industry about, well, e-commerce was really just a pandemic-fueled fad, that stores are really here to stay. And that always bothers me because this concept of looking at retailing as physical or digital, as opposed to my view, which is physical and digital, the two work together, continues to frustrate me. But one of the elements of this article was that what we're seeing now in terms of growth, both at physical and in digital retail, is more of a normalization. And we're seeing a long-term digital shift resuming a traditional or more predictable trend, but the interplay between physical and digital shopping is now becoming more normalized and on a steadier, though rapid, growth trajectory. So that's one of the things that this article talked about. Also talked about the mounting costs of returns in our industry. It talked about the fact that in 2023, we returned here in the U.S. about $740 billion of merchandise, and that by the end of this year, that number could approach 890, almost $900 billion. In categories like apparel, and where fraud or environmental impacts are causing things to really become very frustrating, in addition to the financial elements. This is more than just a customer service issue. It's a profitability and a sustainability issue that really demands new solutions in our industry. And we're seeing some companies start to really put some pressure and some thought behind that. We're also seeing an evolution in direct-to-consumer retail. The pure DTC model is most certainly lost its shine, its newness. Brands that once relied upon cutting out the middleman, the retailer, I think early disruptors like Casper or Allbirds have really found that scale, profitability, and brand awareness are hard to sustain. Marketing costs are high, fulfillment is, as it turns out, complex, and many have shifted towards hybrid models that integrate both a wholesale relationship with retailers as well as a direct-to-consumer approach. That really feels like a winning strategy. Now, one of the most important things that kind of sums all of this up is my view that brands cannot define themselves by a channel strategy. Identity and what they stand for as a brand in terms of product and price and customer experience are really the most important thing, and how you serve that customer, whether it's online, through physical stores, or some combination of both, is really how your brand is perceived and can grow with the consumer. In my mind, channel is a tactic, but a brand identity, what your brand is known for, is really a differentiator. So a couple things to kind of round this out. The growth of e-commerce and relationship between online and offline has really started to normalize a little bit in a post-pandemic world. Returns are becoming both a financial and an environmental challenge for retailers and consumer brands alike. And the direct-to-consumer model, which once was a darling in the growth engine for retail, has now evolved to the point that it's becoming much more hybrid in its approach. And as a result, brands and brand identity has emerged as more important than just what channel you operate out of. And that must, in my mind, remain a clear focus. The roadmap of where retail commerce is headed is an interesting and a challenging one. And I think it will be fun, a lot of fun to watch it evolve in the days, months, and years ahead. That's what I've been thinking about. I'm Scott Benedict.